to be here today with you. I am so excited. This is a great day. This is going to be a wonderful day, and I appreciate you coming in and logging on to our Schoology virtual class for Art 1. And what we're going to do today is just go over some information with you to make sure that you are ready for today, ready to get this day started. So we are going to log on to Schoology. I just want you to follow along with me if you can. But I'm going to go ahead and log on to Schoology. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Okay, let's see if we can make sure we find Schoology. Okay, so right here, I'm sharing my screen. You should be able to see here where it says click here for eye openers on Schoology. This is your eye opener for today. You must complete this. You click it one more time. And you must complete this. This is for, if that was the first one from yesterday. So let's go to the one for today. We're going to click on Tuesday, 25th assignments. That's what we want to see. Okay, you click here. And you're going to click the eye opener again, and you'll see our eye opener for today. Okay? And let's click the Apple document. Okay, and let's look at this Apple. Okay, you'll see that you have your Apple. You see a cast shadow here, and the essential question says, what is a cast shadow? So cast shadow is when light hits the object, and then it has this light, this darker section that's reflected here. Looks sort of like an elliptical form here on this area. This sort of kind of let us understand that it's sitting on the table. We see a highlight here. We see some shadows up in here, shadows in here. So those are some things that you would draw to make sure that you are drawing it accurately, and you're looking at something and you're trying to draw exactly what you see. So that's what you would do for the eye opener. Okay, and I'm just going to close this out. Okay, now I want to be able to make sure that we all are able to understand our assignment for today. We're going to click here for your assignment. Okay. It says read in your book, pages 10 through 15. Answer the questions out or upload it. Take a picture of your answers and submit the button. You're going to have a submit button here. You submit it there. So with our textbook right here, let's see if we can access our textbook. Okay. Okay, we don't see it yet. All right, so let's look for our textbook. All right. I'm going to click back on Schoology. Okay, and then I'm going to click here for our textbook, and hopefully you should be able to see this on the screen. If you don't, just continue to follow along with me. All right, so it says that we're going to go down and we're going to go to our next section. Okay, and want to make sure that everyone can have access to our next section, which is lesson 2 that we're going to be on. Okay, so lesson 2 is going to basically get us to understand about artists and why do artists create. This is the section that we're on. Your vocabulary for this particular chapter is folk artist, artist, and action painting. So we want to kind of understand, and I'm going to pull up my PowerPoint. Hopefully you can see my PowerPoint. If not, just follow along with me in the book. So I'm going to click here for lesson 2. So why do artists create? Artists are creative individuals who use imagination and skill to communicate in visual form. Folk artists is also mentioned in your book, which are self-taught. So they haven't had any formal training, but it's just in them to create these beautiful things. So that's what folk artists do. Where do artists get ideas? Artists use the materials of art to solve visual problems. Look outward to nature and cultural environments. So sometimes you see a beautiful sunset and that may inspire you to get an idea to create a painting. They also look inward to themselves. So different feelings and emotions, those things can help artists get ideas. People and real events. So there's things that's going on in the world that people can be inspired to create. Myths and legends, people draw for or create things for that. Spiritual and religious beliefs. They also develop creative techniques just to explore a different type of media. Media is the tools that we use to create art. And artists from the past, they may draw inspiration or get ideas from artists from the past and collaborate with, because of those things that they see in the past, they want to create a work of art now. And artists can be commissioned by employers. So you could be, artists can get paid to create works of art, like a mural or so many different things that they can create, or someone wants a portrait done. So that's the reason why artists get ideas. And if you can't see my screen, just follow along with the book, okay? So it says here, we want to look at this work. This is figure 199 in your book. But this is a painting that basically celebrates nature and industry. And this is by Inez. This was in 1856, and this is a beautiful oil canvas. But notice even the atmospheric perspective of the hills in the background, and then we see all these buildings that are starting to come, and industry is coming here in this town. But then we see this train is leading out of this town, but we see all these trees that have been cut down because they're trying to make room for this new buildings and new industry and environments right here to come to being. Then we see this beautiful landscape in this space here that can sort of tell us that we still see sort of a combination between nature and industry. This painting celebrates, celebrates nature and industry, although these two are not necessarily compatible. If you look carefully, you can see the town. This is a town actually in Pennsylvania. It has occurred to accurately depicts in the distance. So why do you think artist has included all the tree stumps in this painting? What symbols of industrialization has he used in this work of art? These are some questions that you can ask yourself. Oh, we also see this man right here looking into the distance of everything that's taking place. So in this chapter, you're going to answer the following questions. Define the word artist. Identify 4 different sources for artistic ideas. And why do artists keep sketchbooks? That's the question. Why do they keep sketchbooks? So those are some things that you're going to ask yourself in this particular chapter. So you can see here on the chapter, this is an artist that's really influential on page 12 in your book. I want you to go there and you'll see, if you download your book and you follow along with me, Grant Woods is an awesome artist. So it says Grant Woods, he grew up on the farm and he used whatever materials that he had to create works. But look at how he captured this beautiful piece here. This is called American Gothic. This piece was done in figure 110. This particular piece was done in 1930. It was oil on canvas. But notice how he sort of showed what was going on. We know in the 1930s there was so many different things going on with the great, how the Great Depression was going on. There was so many things that these people were dealing with. And we look and we can see her face looking off in the distance. He's working. You can tell he's a hard worker. Just look at this. And it says this painting has been used to talk about so many times. But these symbols in the story, we see European heritage, and the pitchfork stands for determination. So my question to you is, how many times do you see this pitchfork in figure 110? So if you're following along, you'll see that there is a pitchfork right here in his hand. But look, in his overalls, there's a pitchfork. Look at his shirt. There's also a pitchfork. And even in the details in his face, there is a pitchfork. So it's amazing how the artist kept repeating that particular symbol. We see this colonial pattern here in her dress, and it's repeated even in the window. So those are some things, and she has this beautiful brooch here that represents that as well, this European her European heritage. So this is just amazing to look at this piece and sort of analyze, what is this piece about? What is the artist trying to tell us? So these are just some things to look at when you read chapter 1, lesson 2. And just scrolling down, you'll see this, and then you'll see that you will get to page 15 and you're going to answer those questions there. So I'm hoping that you all are excited and you are ready to start this day. You have your things, and you're welcome to leave a comment if you have questions about the lecture. You can leave it here. You'll feel free. My office hours are from 2 to 3. You can text during that time if you need to have any questions. You can also, if you need to do a Zoom meeting with me, I love to meet with you. So you can do a Zoom meeting with me during that time. Just text me that you're about to get on the Zoom link, and we will go from there. So thank you so much for tuning in. And I want to just make sure to a couple reminders. Make sure you do your eye openers in order to be counted present for the course. Make sure you do your assignment in order to be counted present for the course as well. So I'm going to stop sharing here and want to tell you thank you. I just went over some things on Schoology, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.